Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I have to say this with some rarity. Welcome to this week's episode of Sports, Politics, and More. Live, of course, from New York City. I am your host, as always, Andrew Pollack, joined, as always, by Mr. Frank Todaro. Frank, good evening, sir.
What did you say? What did you say? Is that you? Is that you with the wacky Star Spangled Banner?
It's not wacky.
Shut that off. It's. I got a headache.
This is serious.
I got a headache. My headache's serious. I'm feeling under the weather.
Oh, really?
And what'd you say? My sombrarity? What?
Under sombrarity.
Sombrarity? Is that even a word?
I don't know anymore. My world around me is just collapsing.
Sombrarity? You mean sobriety?
All right, whatever.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Oh my God. What's your problem? Are you getting sick too?
Yes.
Why? You're always sick. You're sick in the head. Now, what's the matter? Before you were telling me, before I had off the air, when we do a sound check, he was telling me he feels weak. He had to go take a shower.
What happened was my mom is getting sick, and I was afraid I was going to get sick if I didn't take a shower.
But why are you feeling weak?
I don't know. I think it's because my mom was in the same room with me.
She makes you sick? She makes you weak?
Tonight she did. She never does.
Really? I don't know. I woke up earlier before with my lungs were ticklish and I felt like a little dizzy. But I don't know. I feel that way every day of my life. Maybe I just I'm drinking some coffee, so I'm feeling a little better. But my throat is a little scratchy. It's been scratchy for the last 3 months.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
I don't know. Since September hit, like the middle of September hit, I always get seasonal allergies in the middle of September. And then I don't know. It keeps going. I don't know. Maybe I'm dying. Who knows?
Well, I hope you're not.
Anyway, hello, spam viewers. If you're out there, the 5 of you, whatever. I noticed the chat room has been dead. Every Wednesday evening after spam is off the air, I go check the chat room on UCY. It's always dead. What's going on?
I don't know, but the reason why I did play our national anthem tonight was to show unity in America.
Solidarity.
In America, because of what happened in Lower Manhattan yesterday.
We'll get to that.
We will, of course, yes.
Every time, I'm glad though. Every time we have an episode of spam, it's always there's always action packed. There's always chaos in the world. We need chaos to make a good episode, Andrew.
Of course, we need chaos.
Yeah. So yesterday was Halloween. Did you dress up as a costume yesterday?
Well, I did wear orange. I will say that.
That was your costume?
I had an Islanders hat on.
Oh, I thought you were going to be the Great Pumpkin for...
No. What's crazy is, you want to hear a crazy story? So yesterday, I'm leaving my office at Long Island Jewish.
Your office? You have an office?
Well, it's not really mine. I share it with people. It's a shared environment.
It's the employee locker room?
No, it's basically an open table where me and my colleagues work, and we really don't have an office. But anyhow,
it's the employee conference room.
Unfortunately, yes.
It's the employee lunchroom. His office.
Well, my supervisors turn it into that way, which I'm okay with. But anyhow, my boss, my supervisors, and my front desk guy, they're all doing the sucker candy challenge, and I'm literally trying to get out because I want to go home. And I'm wondering, you guys are crazy. That's all I told them.
What, they handed out candy? Is that what you're talking about?
No, they were doing the sucker candy challenge to see who can go the longest without
Andrew, tell the audience what it means, because I don't know what it means. I don't know what you're talking about. What's the sucker
basically
candy?
Basically, the challenge is you're supposed to see how long you can suck on a piece of candy without your eyes going watery. It's like a sour piece of candy that's like your.
Do you mean like that candy Warheads?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. So for the audience, there's a candy called Warheads, and it's ultra sour. So that's what Andrew's talking about.
And I wanted to get home.
It's called if you Google it, it's called Warheads. It's a candy. It comes in I think lemon and a couple other flavors in it. It's so sour. It's I think it's all citric acid. I'm not sure, but it just hits your sour taste buds, and it's really nasty. What pleasure is there in eating that candy? Like who?
That's what I wondered at my boss. Why she was doing it?
Yeah, who are these people, Andrew?
I don't know. Frank.
That's my Jerry Seinfeld impersonation.
For the record, I'm going to tell everybody in our audience I am a dark chocolate guy. Just remember that.
Yeah. Well, you
dark chocolate.
You like dark chocolate too?
Yes, I like Dove, and I like Hershey's.
Oh, I like Shaniqua. I like Lashandra. I love that dark chocolate. But yeah, Andrew, that's crazy. That's who buys that candy?
I don't know. I really don't know, Frank.
It's about the size. It's like the size of a marble.
Right.
I don't know.
All right.
Anyway, so that was your thing for Halloween yesterday?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was watching the news yesterday, unfortunately, but yeah.
I heard you dressed up as a what was it? Uzbekistan Uber driver. Was that you in Manhattan?
Well, that guy, unfortunately, we all know what we call him.
Yeah, I don't know what we call him.
Why would he request an ISIS flag?
I don't know. Yeah. You know what's funny? Somebody pointed it out today that for the audience out there, early in the week, the Democrats, there's a Democratic race going on in Virginia for governor, I think, next week. And the Democrats ran this ad, this political ad on TV, where this Mexican boy is in the streets. Have you seen this, Andrew?
I remember everyone. I am a Mark Dice fan, so yes.
Yeah, he reported it, but anyway, so the commercial is like this. It's a sunny day. There's a little Mexican boy playing basketball, whatever, and all of a sudden, this black Jeep is stalking the streets, and he sees the Mexican boy, and inside, in the back, he's flying a Confederate flag, and he has the bumper sticker of the Republican governor on the back. And all of a sudden, he's a white male, of course, the white evil male with sunglasses, and he starts chasing the little Mexican boy. And this little Mexican boy starts running, and he picks up all his friends, all his friends from all over the town.
Well. I want to say this:
Muslim girl, a Chinese kid, another, all the races, diversity, and the the white driver in the van with the Confederate flag. He chases these kids all the way down. Notice the kids are outrunning him.
Right.
They're outrunning a truck until the evil white racist finally catches up to them, and the kids are cornered, and the commercial cuts out that he supposedly runs them over, but the kid wakes up from nightmare. So people were saying early in the day that maybe this guy from New York City got triggered by that commercial, but it's not true. That commercial was disgusting.
I was going to say this, that I'm also a Maryland resident, and I do talk to Virginians. Virginians are understanding and welcoming people, and for the Democratic Party of Virginia to put out that ad this week was deplorable.
They took it off. They pulled it off. They pulled it yesterday. Everything the Democrats do and the libtards do blows up in their face.
And I'm also going to say this: Virginia, believe it or not, they only have their governor serve for one term, and I'm wondering, well,
what was that?
Why
Gillespie?
Gillespie, I think. Yes.
You know what? They gave that guy. They just gave that guy the election next week.
Who, the Republican?
The Democrats with that stupid commercial. All that guy has to do is play that commercial, and say and just tell the audience that this commercial caused.
And you know who I blame it on? All the D.C. liberals who moved to Alexandria and Arlington.
Of course. They're spreading like a plague.
The Norfolk Hampton Roads area is very conservative. I know that.
Yes. All right. Well, although we are having a good little talk, Andrew. Next week, it's time for a little announcements. Next week on Spam, the November 8th episode for you audience out there. Hopefully, we're going to have a little special show planned. Next week is the birthday show. It's mine and Andrew's birthday next week. Are you excited, Andrew?
I'm trying to avoid Manhattan because I'm afraid there'll be Trump protesters next week.
Oh, yeah. Well, next week is going to be an action-packed day. November 7th, my birthday, is going to be Election Day. And the following day, is November 8th, is going to be your birthday. And the special episode of Spam. Andrew, I don't know. What do you want to do for the birthday show next week? I was thinking about maybe we can have a few people call in.
I would like for that to happen.
I don't know. I was thinking about maybe having people who are tied into Spam call in. Maybe like ex-host Nick Durst, or maybe Michael for Primetime. Maybe James.
Well, again, Faluka is a very busy person. I don't know if we can get him anymore.
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe somebody from the audience could call in. How about I think we have one fan, Mr. Bond 36, in the chat room, right? Right, Mr. Bond? You want to call in next week, which is happy birthday?
I'm okay with that, but
we'll figure it out.
Well, maybe if James comes on, he'll rant and rave about wrestling, knowing him.
Yeah, he's really making me he gives me a headache lately with all his wrestling stuff.
And he doesn't agree with me about Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. But you do, apparently.
Forget about that. I was hoping maybe Jules could call in and wish us happy birthday.
You mean
yes, Jules from UCY, yes. Anybody.
Yeah, our president of the station, yeah.
Yes, that's the president of the station, yes. Anybody, I don't know. Well, maybe we'll email. I'll email this weekend, and maybe how about you email some people too, Andrew? You know, is it this your show too? How come I do all the work all the time?
I don't know, honestly.
How come I got to do all the work and you sit back?
All right. Before we do the 2-minute warning, I have to get this promo in. So here we go.
And sit back and live a life of leisure. We can't hear you, Andrew. We can't hear you.
Oh, I'll play it again. My bad.
Oh, my
Take
God.
UCY.TV wherever you are. On the Apple App Store or Google Play, search for TuneIn Radio. Download the app. On the home screen, search for UCY.TV.
All right, everyone. It's time for my 2-minute warning.
Where's Jules? Jules, if you're hearing that, listen, this guy's got talent. Why do you think I like this guy? What was that, Andrew? You recorded a spot?
That's the promo I have to read before the 2-minute warning.
Look at this guy, Jules. Who else does that, Jules, for UCY? Come on. Anyway, all right, let's get to.
Before I do that, TuneIn is a great app, everyone. I highly recommend you check it out. They have more stations than our station, but yes, please check it out, everyone.
Yeah, I want to know how many listeners we have. Last week, I looked at Shoutcast, the other one that carries UCY. I think there was 5 listeners to one show. I'm not sure. The show
I
after
care more about TuneIn.
Yeah,
because I use TuneIn every day. That's why.
But I want to know the live. I want to know the live listeners. I'm a ratings junkie, Andrew.
Oh, okay, yeah. So on a serious note, promo got read. Time for the 2-minute warning.
Yes, everyone. Andrew, you got to distract the masses and the plebeians with your bread and circuses. And that, hold on, last week, let me introduce this. Relax. This guy, he gets too excited. So, Andrew, your bread and circuses last week, you stood at 8-11, and your picks for this week, you had you gave 2.5 points to the Raiders. You took the Raiders; they lost to Buffalo, 34-14. You lost.
I am regretting that now.
Okay, but check this out, audience. You took the Vikings -9. They walloped the Browns,
Browns.
16. So that's a win. And then you took Kansas City -7.5 over Denver, and they won 29-19. And then you took your lock of the week, the Eagles -13, and they crushed the wimpy 49ers because they're too busy kneeling. And and your final pick was the Baltimore Ravens at -3.5 over Miami, and they pitched the shutout of the week, 40-zip over the Dolphins. Andrew, 4-1 last week, bringing your record to 500 and in playoff contention at 12-12. Now, go ahead.
And more importantly, because of that win, my Baltimore Ravens are still involved in the playoff hunt. So I will go into the Baltimore Ravens as soon as I do the 2-minute drill.
Go ahead, Andrew. Continue distracting the public, the plebeians, with your bread and circuses.
Okay, everyone. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Joe Flacco will pass the concussion protocol and that he will start this Sunday against the Tennessee Titans before they head to their bye week. I have good faith that the Ravens will go to Tennessee and pull this off, even with Mallett as starting quarterback. I'm going to give them, make sure I'm reading this right, -1, even though the game is a pick'em. All right, now on to the AFC West matchup involving the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Dallas Cowboys. It's another pick'em, but I like Kansas City in this matchup, so give them -1.5 because Travis Kelce is their advantage mark. Los Angeles, oh boy, how about those Rams? They are literally tearing it up on offense this season. I like the Los Angeles Rams -3 points to beat the Arizona Cardinals. And for my lock of the week, I am going with the Houston Texans -13 to murder. Let me make sure I got the matchup right. I got it right here. Here it is. I'm going -13 for the Houston Texans to destroy the Indianapolis Colts. So that's my lock of the week.
Very good, Andrew. That lock sound effect sounds like you're clocking a gun. You're pulling back a gun there. It sounds like you're cocking a gun.
Really?
Yeah. It sounds like you're pulling back a gun. I don't know. Very good.
All right. So before we talk about problems involving our show, we have a production piece about Kevin Spacey's sexual fantasies.
Oh, was this an impromptu thing? Listen, audience, I have nothing to do with this.
Recently, BBC came out asking Kevin Spacey if he has any comment regarding the sexual allegations being made against him. Here's how Mr. Spacey commented.
You might very well think that. I couldn't possibly comment.
Yes, but there actually is audio proof that Kevin Spacey is a pervert.
Insecurity bores me. I can smell the cock on your breath.
Yes! He is a pervert!
Was that you produced that, Andrew?
Yes.
All right, audience, I didn't know about it, but I guess that was a good job. I don't know, but how come? I want to tell the audience. Andrew has a YouTube channel. If you ever look at his videos, they are in HD, 1080, pristine. There's never any sound hissing. Every time he does something over Skype, it sounds like there's you're calling you're doing it with a beehive next to you. What is that?
What?
Andrew, I use my device and a brown toilet paper roll, and the sound sounds 10 times clearer than what you just did.
You couldn't hear that?
I heard it, but it was scratched. But all right, anyway, listen. Let's not get on. But I want to know, Andrew. And this last week, I don't know. We had problems with uploading the episode of Spam last week?
Oh, you mean the issue that I was expecting to hear us at 9:30 last week?
I don't know. Boy. Yeah, lately I don't know. It comes out later and later, but I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'm paranoid with Skype, and I thought we were going to have to re-record the show. But I want to know how come, we never get any callers on this show anymore. They have a number. UCY has a number. Does that even work?
Well, I know the number is 718-717-8296, but
you know what?
I was desperate at first to get callers with Nick and John, but as the format has gotten along, I realized callers, what's the whole point of that?
Well, you know what? Let's see. I want to see on the air. I want to see who answers this number. Can you hear that?
I can hear it.
Let's see. I want to see who answers this. Is there anybody even at the other end of the line?
We should have a producer who takes calls.
Oh yeah.
Should be us.
So look, if I'm an audience member and I want to call in.
This is disgraceful.
Who answers this? This is going to keep going on and on. Hello?
Hello, you're on UCY TV.
Yeah. All right, so obviously nobody's picking up. I don't know. Is somebody at the other end of the line? They're afraid to come on the air? I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right. Anyway, I don't know. I thought we'd try that bit. I don't know. Who else could we call? I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, again, this is supposed to be a working number where, whoever wants to talk news, politics, or sports. Yeah. I mean, I'm all down to talk to a stranger right now. Believe me.
Yeah. I don't understand. Well, listen, I'm not bashing UCY. It's just
it's not a bigger issue anymore.
Listen, even before when I was calling back last year, I never even used that number. I don't think I used that number.
Well, I don't use it either.
I don't know. Well, we'll have to get to the bottom of that. So, and I was going to say, right before we got on the air, and I tried to use my device again. Updates. It seems like every day I open my device, I get updates. All my apps get updated. Do you have the same problem too?
Well, I'm going to admit to everybody that I try to avoid phone updates. I try my best, but the annoying updates that bother me are on the PlayStation 4. Like they constantly get annoying.
Like how? Like what? Like on my phone. All my apps like YouTube gets updated, Gmail gets updated, Google gets updated, like Google Drive gets updated. Same thing on my tablet.
Yeah,
it's almost like every day, like every 2 days they get updated.
I don't know why. I really don't.
It's annoying.
I had to update my phone firmware today, otherwise the notification wouldn't go away.
What's that?
It already was down. I had to update my phone firmware. It already got downloaded, so I figured I might as well install it.
Oh, but that the firmware you get like 2 times a year maybe. But that's a good thing.
That's a good thing, yes.
Anyway, so Andrew, did you last week you were all happy about President Trump releasing the JFK files, and then the CIA tried to pull a swerve and hold back some files, but I guess President Trump went out and they did release the files. Have you looked at the files?
Not yet.
Of course. See, this is what I mean. I don't even know why the CIA is even scared or worried, because nobody gives a damn. Nobody even knows what's left or right. Nobody even knows who the hell JFK is. So just release the thing. If the file came out and said that Lyndon Johnson himself shot JFK, nobody would even know who the hell Lyndon Johnson is. They just know Lyndon Johnson used the N-word. That will make the streets burn. But Lyndon Johnson maybe being behind, in essence, staging a coup d'état. Nobody even cares. Nobody cares. Well,
I would. I mean, my dad would. But, I would have to move on and accept the fact that maybe Lyndon Baines Johnson did tell Lee Harvey Oswald to kill John F. Kennedy.
Well, first of all, if you did look at the files, or did you hear? I haven't looked at all the files. I downloaded the PDF. There's a lot of there's like 250 pages. A lot of stuff is blacked out. But what did come out is that Lee Harvey Oswald was not the only shooter, if at all was the shooter, because it is confirmed, number one, that he did JFK did get shot from the front in the throat, and it shattered his vertebrae. And also, if you see the movie when Kevin Costner says left into the back, left into the back, you ever see that movie? You ever see that part?
I've never seen the Kevin Costner movie.
Oh, you need to watch it. Well, anyway,
Really?
JFK 1992, Oliver Stone. That's a great movie. It's a classic. And most of it is right. So anyway, when Kevin Costner's making his case at the end and he's showing the Zapruder film, you see the last shot that blows Kennedy's head brains out. It's from the left into the back, left into the back. He says it about 15 times, showing that it was he did get shot from the front. It's impossible for him to have gotten shot from the back, as the Warren Commission, the Warren report says. So there were multiple shooters, and they were shooting at him from the front. And just like the movie said, and just like the theory goes, the conspiracy theory was, it was a triangulation fire. And also, from what I briefly saw in the files, was that Russian intelligence suspected that maybe Lyndon Johnson was behind set up the assassination.
Again,
now listen,
Lyndon Baines Johnson. I really wouldn't know.
Okay,
I could care less, honestly.
Of course you do, because you're just like everybody else. Let me wrap your head around it. It's like, God forbid, Trump next year gets assassinated, and an hour later, Mike Pence gets sworn into office, and Pence starts a war with North Korea. And then 25 years later, we find out that Mike Pence was behind Trump getting assassinated. How would you feel about that?
Well, I wouldn't know. And again, I don't have favorable views on Mike Pence.
Listen, Andrew, I know you're a youngin', but pick up a history book. But even to the audience out there, whoever's listening, whoever even bothers.
Well, I know who Lyndon Baines Johnson is.
Yeah, he was the vice president who became the president, and what he did within 24 hours, he reversed one of JFK's.
Listen, the only presidents that I ever care about: Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump. All right, end of discussion.
Listen, you gotta.
I'm a millennial. That's why I care about those guys.
Yeah. All right, but listen. JFK's biggest executive order was that we were going to pull out of Vietnam. There was going to be no Vietnam War. And within 24 hours, 48 hours, Lyndon Johnson reverses the order and therefore continues and starts the Vietnam War. You're too young to remember. I'm too young to remember also, but I am old enough to know that Vietnam was a long, pointless war. It lasted over 10 years, and it killed over 50,000 American troops, and God knows how many Vietnamese, probably millions. So I don't know. Nobody cares. You see what I mean? Nobody cares.
Honestly, nobody cares.
Yeah, I know. But last week you were all you were ranting and raving about the JFK files for no reason.
Well, now I know the truth.
No, you don't. Go ahead. Do your news.
All right, so the news. Here we go, everyone.
We got a guy. This guy, he doesn't care about JFK and history, and he's reading the news.
Oh boy!
I think we need a new news reader on spam.
Really?
I don't know.
All right, so tonight we have a developing news story. This is not breaking, but this broke 2 hours ago, so I can call it the developing story. All right, so Bloomberg is reporting that let me make sure I got the name right. Powell, right? Powell's the name?
Yeah, the Fed, Trump announced him as the new Fed chief?
No, Bloomberg is reporting that President Trump is scheduled to make a formal announcement on his Fed chairman.
What did I just say?
Tomorrow or Friday.
I just said the same thing.
Say it again.
I said the same thing. Trump is going to announce a new Fed chief, the Federal Reserve chief, Federal Reserve Bank chief.
All right. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that the public statement from President Trump is due out tomorrow.
Yes. That's big news, I guess, because the Federal Reserve controls the money.
And this should be interesting. He would be the first Fed chairman since Faulkner has, without an economics PhD.
Doesn't matter. Some of the wealthiest men and people in the history of the world have had no PhDs in economics.
All right, so let's move on. Our top story tonight, which it's still breaking news, but it is still breaking news for a reason, and that is about ISIS. ISIS will continue to live forever, unfortunately. And the story goes, the driver of a truck which mowed down innocent people in lower Manhattan yesterday, killing 8 people and injuring 12, pledged his allegiance to ISIS before the attack happened and had been planning it for weeks. The suspect's name is Safuelo Habib. I can't even read this.
I don't know. It's let me see. Let me take a crack at it. Seyfulu Habulovich Saipov.
Oh, great. Our guy in the teleprompter is messing around with the names again. Stop doing that.
The guy in the
Now he struck it back to normal size. Oh, boy. We need somebody to work with a teleprompter.
Why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask?
I don't know, Hillary. Go away.
Oh, boy. Hillary.
Like many across our country and around the world, I believe the person the Republicans have nominated for president cannot do the job.
Oh, go away. She still thinks she's still stuck in last year. The election's over.
What difference at this point does it make?
I don't know.
I prepared that soundbite because I knew we always talk about Hillary every week.
That's right. See, Andrew's on the ball. Go ahead, Andrew. Tell us everything. Make it better.
It's like I have to be the engineer for this program now.
Explain to the audience what happened yesterday in Manhattan. Andrew will clear everything up. Explain to them. Andrew's got the answers. Go ahead, tell us.
All right, so I'll explain it simply for the people.
Simply?
Simply. Is it simply? All right, so what happened was at after 3 o'clock, the suspect went down West Side Highway of Manhattan. He went into a bike lane along Chambers Street, and he mowed down a bunch of people. The confirmed number from ABC News is 8 people, and he injured 12. That's the official number from ABC News before we get on the air tonight. All right. Oh, that's the soundbite from the school bus, right?
What are you talking about?
Weren't you playing the soundbite of the guy who was reacting from the school bus?
No. Go ahead. Tell us the story, Andrew. What happened? We're curious. I was asleep when this happened. Go ahead. Tell me what happened.
All right. The same ABC News report also says that 9 people are still in the hospital this evening with serious injuries. A few people are at Bellevue. Other people are at New York Presbyterian Lower Manhattan, including one person who has undergone a double amputation. Another 3 who were hospitalized have since been released.
And this happened on Chambers Street in the shadow of the World Trade Center.
Which that's what makes it even more messed up. All right, so ABC News is also reporting that 5 never mind. It's 6 foreign tourists who were killed, 5 of whom who were from Argentina, and 1 who was Belgian. The other 2 victims were American. All right.
And I read a couple weeks ago, because I'm a news junkie, that certain countries were issuing a flight travel advisory to their citizens about traveling to the United States. It said terrorist attacks were imminent.
Well, they were threatening that it's possible somebody could have done this during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which on my calendar, it's 23 more days away, which is what I look forward to every year.
And next week is the next Sunday is the marathon.
This Sunday, the 5th.
The next.
And I actually was able to get a hold of somebody at Rockefeller Center today, and they told me the tree will be put up next Saturday, November 11th.
They're going to put up the Rockefeller tree on November 11th already?
Yes, that's what I was able to speak to a spokesman from Rockefeller Center.
That's a month away. That's a month early.
Well, that's what the spokesman said.
Oh my God! So what happened with this guy? What happened with this madman that?
Well, this is what I agree with the attorney of the Southern District of New York, that the suspect. This is an official statement from the Southern District of New York. The attorney, of course. The official statement is that the suspect has been charged with federal terrorism charges today, November 1st. The suspect is facing a serious charge of the death penalty.
But it's in New York.
I am in favor of.
He did it in New York. New York doesn't have a death penalty. Am I right? No,
but this is going to be in a federal court.
Oh, they're trying him. This is a federal charge. Okay.
This is a federal charge.
They're not going to kill him. They're going to send him.
I hope they do.
No,
they do.
They're going to send him to Colorado in the maximum security. They're going to lock him up in a room for the rest of his life. And listen, for all the viewers out there, this guy, after he mowed down these people in his truck, he mowed down about 20 people, right? And then he comes out of the truck with 2 fake guns, a BB gun and a paintball gun, and see, this is where I noticed things. Andrew, what happened when he came out of the truck? What did the cops do to him?
This who was the police officer's name? I forget right now.
It doesn't matter, but
it does matter. It's a police officer.
Tell the audience what happened.
All right. So the suspect got out of the truck. He crashed the truck, and then what happened was a 28-year-old.
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
Oh my God, Frank, are you crazy?
What?
God.
The reports were he was screaming Allah Akbar. Well, what do you like, CNN? CNN said he was screaming, "God is great! God is great!" in a perfect English accent.
Oh, right, I forgot we're not regulated by the FCC. My bad.
Why? What's wrong with the sound clip I just played?
No, it's all right. I told you, we're not regulated by the FCC, so this is all right. Now I accept this.
Everybody run for cover.
And this is how liberals laugh. It's awful.
Oh, come on. That's too soon, Andrew. That's too soon. Andrew, let's get serious for a second. Tell the audience what happened after this moron maniac got out of the car with his 2 fake guns. What happened? What did the cops do to him?
Okay, so I finally got the name of the officer who shot this bastard from Newsday. The officer who shot the suspect was 28-year-old Ryan Nash. He shot him in the leg, and the suspect was brought down and arrested on the scene.
Actually, he shot him once in the abdomen.
Yes, that's Well, I'm reading the. Well,
that's what.
Yeah,
happened.
you're right. That's what Newsday is reporting.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let me ask you something. When did you ever hear in New York City of somebody using their car the way this guy did, killing people, and then coming out of the car waving 2 guns and only getting shot once?
You know what's even more messed up about this? I'll tell you what's more messed up about this.
Wait a second. You don't think that's strange?
No, what annoys me about this is that when they first were reporting as the breaking story, you know what they were saying? They were saying this was road rage.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Listen, Andrew. You don't. You listen. You don't think there's anything weird that this guy only got shot once and is alive?
I think something isn't right about this.
Listen to me. Lesser people in New York City with a goddamn fucking corkscrew have been the cops will unload their clip into a suspect with a hammer. They'll unload their clip and shoot they'll empty the clips in him.
This is how they were first reporting it. Here it is at 4:00. This is how they were reporting it on New York radio. What happened to it? Oh, here. Yeah. Never mind, Frank.
Here
we go.
We can see multiple bicycles littered, crumpled along this bike path. Some of them are just flat on the path. A couple others up against the stone retaining wall. That area has been totally roped off by the NYPD. Now, there have been reports of shots fired. That's the part that's still a little bit fuzzy right now. Were there shots fired? Maybe when this person exited the vehicle, which might by our eyes, we think it's like a Home Depot pickup.
Yeah, if you've been to Home Depot, you see them parked in the parking lot all the time, ready for rental. It even says on the side the rental rate. It's
a flatbed. That's a good way to describe it.
It's a flatbed, yeah, and it has a lot of severe
all right,
damage.
Knock it off. I'm sick. These people are morons. My mother could report better than these people.
I actually happen to know these people very well at WCBS 880.
Well, they're morons. Listen, too bad it wasn't a white racist, a drunk driver that did it. They would have been so happy. And I even heard a report that some news outlets were mad that Trump immediately called it a terrorist attack. No, it wasn't. Oh God, I can't take it anymore. But listen, what I'm trying to tell the audience is, in New York City, anywhere in the country, people with a fake with a bottle with a cell phone, the cops have unloaded their clips into them and killed them on the spot. This guy, after all he did was one shot to take him down. You know what that tells me? The cops got orders from somebody up top to keep this guy alive because they want to talk to him. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
They wanted to talk to the guy.
Yeah. No, usually people, the cops will kill somebody like this instantly. But while this was happening, somebody must have shot down orders to the police at the scene to keep the guy alive. You understand? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? They wanted him not dead. They wanted him alive. You see, you know what they say? Wanted dead or alive? No, they wanted this guy alive. They gave specific instructions to keep the guy alive. Meaning. There's men in black, FBI, CIA that want to talk to this guy. They're going to wait until he heals, and then they're going to torture the shit out of him to get information.
Well, honestly, all I'm going to say is that this is just messed up. I can't believe this actually happened.
Yeah,
I'm still shocked.
Until the next
and remember, this is the first terrorist attack in New York since 9/11.
Nah, there's been other terrorist attacks.
Not in New York.
Well, that's because they've been stopped. What about in Times Square when they found the van?
That Saturday night, you mean?
Yeah, this guy copied MO. There's no way to stop this. There's no way to stop a man. And of course, did the biased media come out and say that trucks need to be there need to be laws against trucks?
No, of course absolutely not.
Of course not. If this guy used guns, you would have. That's all you would have heard yesterday was Vegas, and now this. We need gun control. See, fuck you.
Well, honestly, all I'm gonna say is that if you believe gun control is the answer, I'm sorry.
No,
you are.
You know what the answer is? the answer would be you know how to stop this from not happening or limiting the damage. Make everybody carry guns. I bet you if everybody in downtown Manhattan yesterday would have been packing, the first sign that this guy veered off the road and started chasing people would have took out their guns and popped him, and this guy would have maybe only hurt 1 or 2 people tops, and it would deter future terrorists.
Well, in New York, you can't have that many people carry a firearm. That wouldn't work out.
Yeah, everybody should carry a firearm.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I do believe in the Second Amendment.
Yeah, it would cut down crime by 80%. Trust me. You see all these crimes in the subway and people getting mugged. If people were afraid of that person maybe carrying a gun, trust me, they would not do it. Anyway, so of course, and this was in the article. The feds had already, the FBI had interviewed this Saipov guy in 2015. It always happens. Every person who ever carries out a terrorist attack, the FBI knows about, and they let go. It's all damn. It's a comedy. It's just to keep the boogeyman going. I think this is bullshit. So again, read the other story, Andrew, about Bin Laden.
All right, so Frank, do you have the Allahu Akbar thing ready?
No, I don't have the Allahu Akbar thing. Yeah, now all of a sudden the CIA is releasing thousands and thousands of documents. They released JFK, Bin Laden, and guess what? Nobody cares. Okay, tell us, Andrew. Tell us what the FBI.
I might as well distract the masses. So, story goes over at the Long War Journal. Thomas Jocelyn and Bill Roggio have the first analysis of the massive trove of documents, files, and images which were recovered at Osama bin Laden's compound.
Oh yeah, I believe these. I would swear on these documents like a stack of Bibles. Oh.
The catch documents released today, November 1st, 2017, for the first time by the CIA, are an amazing stockpile of information that have never been before public. For the first time, there's a picture of Hamza bin Laden.
Hamza bin Laden, yeah.
Who's never been before photographed. There's a file with Osama's handwritten 228 private journal.
Yeah, I looked it up. I downloaded the PDF. It's written in Arabic. So what the fuck? What use is it? And who knows if he wrote it? And that wasn't even Bin Laden. Bin Laden died in 2002. You idiots.
Osama bin Laden died in 2010.
He died in 2002, Andrew. Don't be a sucker like the rest of them. This guy either died in 2002 or the CIA flew him to Argentina and protected him there. I've heard reports that this guy there was checks being cut to this guy in 2002 by the CIA. Yeah.
That's what we have to talk about with the Democratic Committee. White men should not apply for check jobs. That's the message.
By pretty Americans and your little guns too.
Oh boy. Hillary, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Those CIA documents that were released
at this point does it make?
It doesn't, Hillary. Those hundreds of thousands of documents that Bin Laden they released. That's good toilet paper.
Oh God.
Bin Laden died in 2002, or even if he didn't die, the guy is a CIA operative, and he was the boogeyman. Never mind. I don't want to get into it. Go ahead, read the next story about white men can't jump.
Where does it say white men can't jump?
Can't apply for jobs, tech jobs.
All right. So, the message from a Democratic National Committee data services manager said that white men should not apply for tech jobs. The political organization, which routinely makes grand statements about inclusion, recently sent an email to its employees looking to recruit people for 8 open spots, including IT systems administrator, product manager, and chief security officer. Yeah. Through the October 30th emails, says the DNC is looking for a staff for diverse voices and life experiences. It apparently does not mean white men. Oh man, Frank.
Well, not only white men, but what kind of men? What kind of white men, Andrew?
What racist crackers?
No, it says the DNC data service manager Madeline Leader purportedly wrote in an email that the desire for diversity excludes cisgender scum straight white males. That the DNC, let me tell you, the DNC is they're gone. The Democrats are done for. They have openly declared a race war against white people and specifically straight white people, straight white males. You see that? You see the commercial we talked about in the beginning?
So does this mean that white males in this country are now being threatened?
Oh, come on! They have been threatened, and not only white males, cisgender straight white males. So if you are white and you love pussy, they hate you. That's basically what. No, it's the truth.
Oh my God!
That's a cisgender straight white male means. If you are a white man who likes women. So
let's just say I'm randomly trying to score a date with Miranda Cosgrove, and you dumb Democrats don't want me to.
Yeah, well, they don't. They don't care if you do. They just they discriminate you. This is the Democratic National Committee. They are the racists. They are the true racists. Look at these words. Statements about inclusion, but except if you're white. So, fuck off. I hope the Democrats burn to the ground. They are run by retarded. I think seriously, they're made up of retarded people.
Oh, wait a minute! You want to talk about retards? There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them.
I seriously think so.
Yeah. I swear they're stupid.
Yeah,
they even do sing-alongs.
Yeah, look at Maxine Waters. Anyway, let's move on to a nice, humane story, Andrew. We need some good news.
Well, I don't know if I want to talk about this.
Read the dog. I don't want to hear about the World Series.
No, it's personal. It's about my dog.
Well, read it. It's a good story. What's the matter? What's your dog's name?
Teddy.
Teddy. What happened with Teddy? Is Teddy sick?
Yeah.
All right. So tell the audience about.
Well, I think the audience shouldn't be held captive. Don't worry. We'll not talk about the World Series until next week. I promise. So.
Is that Teddy?
I wish.
I'll tell you. The article said that a study says that humans love dogs more than people. Yeah, I could vouch for that. Every morning, people are stepping over their fellow human beings on the way to work, who are laying in a pool of piss, and they couldn't care less. But I guarantee you, if there was a stray dog in front of the subway, you'd see about a crowd of 10 to 15 people surrounding that dog, feeding it, giving it water, finding an adoption home for that dog. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that dog would have a forever home. But their fellow human being, nah. They just sit there, smelling like shit, piss, and nothing. That's it.
Oh, well, all I'm just going to say is that Teddy may need surgery sometime later this week or next week. We're trying to make an appointment with our veterinarian to discuss the plans for that, obviously.
Andrew, read the story from our L.A. liberal friends. What their Jerry Brown's new inspirational plan is.
All right, so I guess we'll talk about Moonbeam, which I do not like him.
Well, this is a great plan by
Moonbeam.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you dumb California liberals!
Good. Tell the audience.
All right, a Los Angeles City Council committee today will consider a plan to employ homeless people to clean litter and trash from streets, sidewalks, and alleys.
They're the ones who probably create the litter, so now they're gonna get paid.
Oh no, this is Eric Garcetti. You gotta be kidding me. He's a liberal communist.
Oh, God, tell him, Andrew.
All right, so according to the city council motion, who is propaganded by Eric Garcetti, it would create a pilot program. The city would receive an average of 200 requests per day through its 311 system regarding dumping debris and other trash-related nuisances. Oh my God!
We have an interview. An interview with a homeless man.
And to live in the mystery.
Are you gonna pick up garbage?
And to live in the now. Magic.
Sir, are you gonna accept the pay from the city to clean up garbage? Hello? he can't talk. I don't know.
I remember this.
Well,
listen, just go pick up.
If you see a homeless guy in Manhattan and he's walking down with his cart, then that guy's not picking up trash. Now, is he on Avenue of the Americas?
Listen, just go pick up the trash and give the guy a fucking Big Mac.
Not to randomly ramp up, I just want to say this to those stupid Fifth Avenue snobs. All I'm asking is that you put the stupid traffic light button there so I can cross the street and wait for the thing to change.
Those things never work.
Well, they're in Times Square and they work very well.
Get out of here! You know what Andrew's talking about? He's talking about when you in New York City, when you cross the street, when you're waiting for the red light, on the lamppost, there's a button that supposedly alerts the traffic light that people are waiting. That never works. Are you kidding? That's you actually push that thing?
I push it.
That never works. It's a dummy switch. It's to make you feel better. So now
that means we're now out of time, everyone. Follow me on Twitter at Andy's Randomness. Follow me on Snapchat, Andrew Sports Fan. Follow Frank at EAZZ34.
Yes.
And until next time, everyone, take care.
Next week we'll see you for the birthday show.
Plans you have for younger generations?
Younger generations? Live in the moment. Don't get old.